Just talking to a developer of mine about what's on the market, what's available, and what they should do, just giving some advice on what they should do, whether to list something while it's being built or after it's already built. And two things I noticed on the market. One is that the average days on market for a home in Southern Maine right now has dramatically increased. It has been below 10 days for quite a while now. And even at one point, it was like 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. Right now, we're about 29 days on market in Southern Maine. So kind of feeling like we're going back to old times. Now, 29 days on market is still a seller's market, but we're definitely creeping toward more of a balanced market, and that's really interesting. It's just a kind of something we haven't dealt with in a few years, so this will be fun. So the other thing is that there's freaking nothing out there to buy. So I was just looking at, I pulled Lebanon, North Berwick, South Berwick, and Berwick. So we have 4 towns that I looked at because these are the towns that this developer builds in. We've got lots all over the place. And so we're just looking at what's available right there. In those 4 towns, oh, hold on, how many total houses? So there's 22 houses actually on the market. But that's really, when you break it down, 2 of them were over $800,000. So that's a very particular buyer. That's not your just average move-up buyer or your average first-time home buyer by any means. We have 8 that are to be built. So that leaves us with what, 12 left after that? Yeah, so that was 10 houses. So 10 houses that pretty much, you couldn't move into it anyway, or it's over $800,000. You couldn't move in for at least a few months. 2 of them are non-traditional, and by non-traditional, I mean one of them is a funeral home that's been on the market for 779 days, and the other one is it's 2 houses on 2 different lots. It is on the water, which is pretty cool, but again, non-traditional sale. And we have 2 in an over 55 community, and then 1 that's a rehab. And that only leaves 6 houses in 4 towns. 6 traditional houses, whatnot, that are on the market, that are available, that you can move into. Now, out of those 6 houses, remember I said the average days on market is 29 days. So if your house has been on the market for over 29 days, you probably are overpriced or something else. There's some other, something else that needs to be adjusted. But out of those, only 3 of them are under those average days on market. So that means to me that the other 3 are probably a little overpriced or need some kind of adjustment done. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. There's 6 houses. If you're out there trying to buy a house right now, it's super frustrating, or you have to, get into a contract on a new build and wait for it to be built. But if you need to move right away, there is not a lot in Southern Maine for you. There are agents out there that have a lot of resources. There are ways to get houses that are not on the market. If you're working with a real estate agent, you should definitely ask them to tap into their non-traditional resources for finding a home. We have them. There are things that they can do. It's a little bit more work. If you're not working with an agent, but you're a buyer and you're just searching on Zillow, it might be a time to find a good buyer's agent to work with and have them do that, because like I said, there are things that we can do. We do have a toolbox. We do have some tricks up our sleeve, and there are ways that we can find houses, and we do it all the time. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. You know how to do it. Have a great day.